What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Inferno here, and I'm checking in once again with yet another tutorial. Yes, sir. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how I was able to achieve the artwork I have on screen. Everything started in Adobe Illustrator. I mean the title design and the main design or the actual design was created with Adobe Photoshop afterwards. So that much ado, let's turn into businessmen and women. So you would first start with the designing of our title. Our title was designed in Adobe Illustrator. So I would open Adobe Illustrator up like so, and I'm going to go to File, New, and then in here, my unit of measurement will be on inches, and various values is going to be width 5 and height 5 inches respectively. Okay. Color mode RGB because you are working on screen, and then color. After color mode, we have resolution. Resolution is also going to be on 300 ppi. Okay, all right. So if you are not familiar with my workflow, kindly visit this video I have here and get back. Okay, all right, let's get to work. So with everything set, this is what I'm going to do afterwards. I would go to create. So after watching that particular video, what you are going to see is that I designed outside my canvas. So the same thing is going to be done to this particular project or this particular title. Okay, all right. So I come in here and then properties. I'll just press T for the type tool. I'll click here and I'll type outreach like so. Okay, type outreach. Now I would press escape to register, hold shift and alt and left click and drag to increase. Change the font style to Mo Charlotte. Okay, like so, Mo Charlotte. And like so, double click. Okay, press escape, reduce the, okay, like so. Okay, reduce the line space, not the tracking, and reduce inside the kerning input minus 47 like so. Okay, because this is what we want to achieve. Okay, minus 47 like so. And let me see. Okay, looks fine. Minus 47 like so. And that was it. So for this, and then in here I just clicked and then I registered my new thing, that is my box. Okay, the box that has MC inside it. Okay, so I just quickly click here, U or sorry M, hold shift left click and drag, and then afterwards just do this. Okay, V for the move to and reposition like so. Okay, all right. Left click here and further curl the edges. Okay, all right. Create a new layer, and once again M. This time around, right click and select just let me expand polygon, left click and drag like so, and then I would change it, okay, to see. Okay, just left click on this diamond icon and then move it up to get a triangle out of that. Hold shift and alt and then left click and drag inwards like so. Release, hold shift, left click and then tilt this. V for the move to and then left click and drag to somewhere like so. Are we there? Okay. So click on this layer, left click and drag, duplicate, press Ctrl X to cut it. Okay. Click on the first layer here. Click on the plus icon to create a new layer here. Click on it to make sure that that layer is selected, and press Ctrl V to paste and then move it here. double click on it, press Ctrl A and type MC like so. Okay, press Ctrl A to select everything and then come to properties, and then in here you are going to change the font style from Mohalit to Adobe Cut. Okay, so you can take screenshot of it so that you are able to familiarize yourself with the fonts that I'm using. Okay, so Adobe Cut, and then like so, click here and then just like that you have it like so. Okay, hold shift and or left click and drag inwards like so, double click and then press Control, double click and drag over the C, only the C, press Ctrl S to cut, escape and then move this here. Okay, press I for the eyedropper 2. This is the eyedropper 2. Okay, this is the eyedropper 2. So I for the eyedropper 2, click anywhere on the canvas to sample the color for the M. Okay, to change its color. V for the move to, and hold shift alt left click and drag inwards like so, and then reduce the font size. Okay, like so. So I've reduced the font size. Okay, hold alt left click and drag like so. Okay, double click on it, press Ctrl A to make sure that the M is selected, and press, right now the M is selected, so just C. Okay, like so, to register the C. Are you following? All right, escape, press and hold alt R space, left click and drag, and then left click and drag the C to somewhere like so. Okay, good. Click on layers to see whatever you have inside your layers panel, and this time around create a new layer. Select it by clicking here, P for the pen tool, I for the eyedropper tool, I mean this, and left click here to sample black. Okay, P for the pen tool, left click and drag, left click and drag, left click to close the path. V for the move to select that particular layer with the created path and drag it underneath the MC. Okay, so right now it is underneath the MC, so nothing is going to happen. So you select just the M. Okay, Control X to separate it from this layer and create a new layer from here. This time around, drag it underneath the layer 4 that has the C, and then the layer 5 that has the pen application. Click on it by selecting it from here. Hold Shift Alt, hold Control Alt Shift Alt V to paste in place, and now you have this. Okay, I hope you are following. All right. So move it here, move the M here, because now the M layer is selected, like so, and then just like that. Okay, click on this application, hold Shift and Alt left click and drag inwards, like so. Hold A for the direct select to, press A for the direct select to here, then click, move it up here, be like so. Okay, click on this, move it down like so. Okay, like this. Are we good? All right. So we have to convert the M, okay, from glyphs or normal glyphs into an object. So this is how you are going to do. You right click on it and then we go to create outlines. Okay, we want to subtract the black pen application from it. Okay, so you just select the black pen application, okay, and then you select the M by holding Control, okay, Control again, okay, whilst clicking on that particular layer. Okay, and then come to Window and Pathfinder to get this. Okay, click on Divide and click on Trim. Come to Properties here, left click on it, go to Release, and then go to let me see, go to Undo Release. Okay, so just like that. Okay, let me select the C, come in here, lock the C layer and click on, okay, this. Okay, that now has the M and then the pen application. Okay, and this time around come to properties and ungroup it. Okay, so that you get the individual layers or the individual parts of the object that we now have after using the trim and divide inside the Pathfinder. Okay, so I would ungroup it and then I would click anywhere outside, come in here, select. You see, we lock the C so that it doesn't interfere when we are selecting our objects, because our objects are underneath the C. Okay, so you have to log the C so that we don't get to the C first before we get to those objects. Okay, all right. So it's very, very important. Always take note. So all that I'm doing is selecting and deleting, selecting and deleting. So I've already deleted this. Okay, by selecting it and deleting it. And I'm doing similar to this. Okay, and I think I've deleted all of them. So like so, just like that. Okay, good. So we are left with our final divide and trim. So that is going to happen with both the M and C. We are going to subtract the M and C from the rectangle that we created. So you unlock the C, you click on it, right click, and then convert it from glyphs into an outline or into outlines. So go to outlines and select, with it selected, add the M and add the rectangle and go to trim, go to divide and trim. Okay, all right. So come in here and ungroup just as we did for the first one. Okay, and this time around, you just click in here. Okay, delete, click in here, delete. And now these areas are empty. So these ones, okay, these ones are going to be separated. Okay, these ones are going to be separated from the M. Okay, so if you want to have everything together, this is what you have to do. Select these ones. So you just left click on it, add shift, select the other, left shift press down, add this, shift press down, add this as well. Okay. If it is proving problematic, okay, add with shift press down, add control and space. Okay, and then zoom in so that you can get this particular object. Okay, so after zooming in, release the control and space, and with shift press down, add this object. Okay, and right now add this one too as well with shift still press down. Okay, so right now you have this. Okay, and with shift press down again, add this one too as well, and then unite. Okay, to give you something like this. So right now they are all united. You can group them as well to get the same effect, but you can unite them too as well. So it all depends on the effect that you want to achieve. Okay, all right. So just like that, we have this. So we are not done yet. We have to create some few things to make sure that our title design is complete. Okay, and this is what we are going to do. You go to layers and add a new layer. P for the pen to hold shift X to swap the colors on the foreground and in the background colors. Okay, P for the pen to left click. Okay, left click and drag. Okay, like so. Okay, and release. V for the move to, click on it anywhere outside. Okay, to deselect the pen application, click on it, then increase the size of the stroke like so. Okay, increase the width, sorry. Okay, select it, reduce it. Okay, so you move it like so. You move it like so, and you use the arrow keys and then try to reposition it to your preference. So you zoom in, okay, with control space and then drag, left click and drag, and then you hold alt, okay, left click and then drag down, hold shift to constrain the transformation, okay, so that it follows the same path as it follows the same, okay, alignment, okay, or the same position as that of the previously copied layer. And then right now release everything and then use the arrow keys to reposition it to somewhere like so. Hold control alt space, left click and drag downwards to get you this. Select both. See, with this one selected, hold shift and add the second one like so. Shift left click and then reduce their size together to 3, like so. Okay, good. This is what we want to achieve. Okay, so here we have only one, so meaning you just have to select one, right click on it, and go to transform, reflect, and horizontal, and then we go to copy, so that we get a duplicate of the new layer that is going to be created. Because if you go to create, it is going to flip the original layer down without creating any duplicate. Okay, that is why I went to create a duplicate or copy with a newly transformed layer or object. So I hold shift and I use the up arrow key to move it up like so. Okay, somewhere like here. I release shift and somewhere like so. Okay, good. So I'll come in here. Okay, so I'll click on it, then I'll move it up like so, like so. Okay, good. Hold this, because everything in that particular, the M and C, the rectangle, the triangle layer, they are all fused, so you can move them together. So I just click on it once, hold shift and increase the size like so, and then reposition with just dragging. Okay, good. So this is what we want to achieve. Okay, very good. So just shift alt left click and drag like so, and move it downwards to see. Okay, so just like that, just undo to get you something like so. Okay, so what I did afterwards was I initially maintained it like this, and the rest was done in Photoshop. So like so, and then I created a new layer. M for the rectangle, to I for the eyedropper, click the sampled like so. M, once again left click and just like that. V for the move to, select this, shift, select this, go to objects, and then you create outlines. Okay, so objects, path, and then outline stroke. Okay, so you just control click, hold shift, and then add this layer. Okay, go to divide and go to trim, come here and on group, click anywhere outside those layers, and then click, hold shift, click, hold shift, click, hold shift, click, hold shift, click, delete. And now that region is empty. So we come in here, we duplicate this, then control A, and we type monthly, enter, community, enter, outreach, control escape to register action like so. Okay, and then change the paragraph alignment to centered, click in here, hold shift and alt, left click and drag like so. Change the font style from here to avant-garde. You first reduce their size by holding shift and alt and then dragging them, see, downwards like so, and then move them here. So just position, hold space, left click and drag to get this. Release, shift alt, and then reduce their font size like so. Click outside, double click on it, and then here change the font style to 13. So 13. This one to 13 as well. Just like that. I hope you are following. Very good. So just like that, then you select this and then you move it up. Like so. So just like that, our title design is complete. So we come to Photoshop, then we go to File, File, New, and then we are going to create our canvas. Take note. So unit of measurement, inches, then you have values, width is 5 and height is 6 respectively, 6 and 300, and color mode is Adobe RGB 1998. You go to create. Okay, all right. Hold Alt space, left click and drag. Hold Control space, left click and drag to zoom down and up like so. And then let's start. So you first start with our background. I have our background layer here. Okay, so I'll just import it. I like blues a lot because they kind of give me this kind of divine feel. Okay, and also environmental feel as well. Okay, so I just drag it inwards. Now left click and drag, hold shift, then place it here. Press Ctrl T, and then first convert it to a smart object before pressing Ctrl T. I believe you guys know why. I believe you know why. Okay, Ctrl T. Pixelation issues. I don't want anything to pixelate. Okay, so Ctrl T, left click and drag like so. Okay, so I introduce my hand. This is my hand image. Okay, but I've already cropped it. So there's no need. I've already cropped it. I don't want my machine to slow down this whole thing, this whole recording. So I've already cropped this. So I use the layer mark, so I just drag it in here like so. Okay, convert it to a smart object, Control T, and then move it downwards like so. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then I'll create a new layer, come into Adobe Illustrator, drag over, okay, press Ctrl C, come into Photoshop, press Ctrl V to paste, go to, make sure that it is smart object for pixelation issues. Okay, all right, so that I can scale it up and down without any issues. Okay, all right, so just move it here, and then left click and drag downwards like so, pushing it here, and then press enter, and then like so. Okay, double click on it and change its color to white like so. Okay, move it downwards here. Okay, and add the layer mask, B for the brush tool, and going for a hard round brush. Okay, because you want the erase or the clean to be hard. Okay, so zoom in with Control and space, release, and then okay, apply black. Okay, like so, because this is what we want to achieve. Okay, okay, just like that. You see that? Very good. So just like that, and then everything was kind of closer to what we want to achieve. Control T, and I move it upwards a bit like so. Okay, so just as you can see, Control T, downwards a bit, downwards a bit, just like that. Okay, all right, and then almost there. So I created this myself. So you see there's a sky here. Good, I created a new layer here. B for the brush to expanded this, then came to clouds, and then not this here. Now I use this interesting presets. Okay, like so. Then I moved it and the color just pure white. Okay, so I'll change it from here. I'll click, left click, and change it to pure white. Okay, so B for the brush to left click, V, and then move it like so. Okay, very good. Okay, good. So monthly community outreach. So press Ctrl T on it, then scale it up slightly. And then this is what I did. I first grouped it, okay, before applying this effect to it, so that I don't get any layer effect issues. okay, because I've already given it a layer effect, and when I apply a color onto it, it might not appear because that layer is having a layer effect on it. Okay, so I'll group it so that even with a layer effect, I can apply something on it indirectly through the grouped layer or the group layer. Okay, so I'll create a new layer here, then Control Alt G, B for the brush tool, then I went back for the hard round brush like so, and then I use this color. Okay, I use this color. Okay, very good. So I will reduce the size, and just as you can see here, okay, I kind of painted smoothly. Okay, just like that. Okay, very good. So just like that. So I just clicked on this, double click, and then come in here, or came in here and change the color from pure white to F2, F2, F2. Okay, so I changed the color from pure white to F2, F2, F2. Okay, something like almost white. Okay, almost white. Just like that. I'll go to OK. So I created a new layer once again, and then I dragged it underneath the clip mask layer to also be clipped on our group layer. Okay, and B for the brush tool, and then switch our foreground and background with X, and then white. So M for the marquee to right click and then go to elliptical marquee, and then left click and drag like so. Control Enter to apply white. Okay, and you see, okay, you see that kind of 3D-ish, you see fade. Very good. So that was how I was able to achieve that with a single marquee tool and then an application. Okay, fill it. And I think the rest followed. Um, so first and third, okay. So just move it down here. Make sure that it doesn't, the class here doesn't interfere. Okay. So you just click in here, you double click, okay, inside this layer, and then try and then clean these particular objects here. So J, okay, and then you just left click and drag, okay, over them. Okay, just left clicking once, and then Control S to override the mother layer. Okay, all right. So just like that, we have it like so. Okay, this place is clean. Okay, but we have a little bit of sky somewhere here. So this is what we are going to do. So you come back into this layer. Okay, and then try to, let's undo what we did. Okay, and then J once again. So let's create a duplicate and then hide this. Then let's work on this. Okay, so I've only removed that particular part of the clouds, and then let me click here to remove this dot here too. And so click, okay, V, Control S. Let me see what I'm going to get in there. So I come in here, and then this looks good. This is what I want. Okay, no, not kind of. So let me just work on this as well. G, and then let me try. Okay, let me overwrite. You work on it. Okay, we work on a layer. So we just work on the applications. Okay, first and third Sunday. So just T for the type 2, and then first and enter. Third, okay, just like that. Control A, then increase the size. Okay, click in here and then reduce it. Okay, just like so. Then change the font to Adobe Cat. adult cut like so, okay, and then make the line spacing 18. Select the end and then reduce the size of the end, okay, just like so, okay. Before the move to and then reposition, press Ctrl T like so, and this one's okay, Saturday of every month, okay. So just Ctrl J, move it down here, enter Saturday of every month. Ctrl A, and font type is ITC Avant-Garde. Avant-Garde. So I'll go in here for it, and then I'll press okay, Ctrl T, and reduce the font size like so. Okay. I'll explain why I would explain the reason behind my choice of fonts, okay, later on. So I would click in here like so, Ctrl T, okay, like so, okay, Ctrl T, left click and drag downwards like so, reposition like so, okay. Left hold shift, left click and add this one to the selection and then move them like so, okay. Click in here to see what you're doing, okay. And then the rest you see is the same thing, okay, just the same type. So to save time, okay, they are just applications, they are just tests. So I just click on this, click on this, click on this, okay. I just type them, okay. So left click, okay, hold shift and move them, okay. Right, so just to save time because time is not on our side, okay. All right, Control T, left click and drag downwards like so, and then reposition them like so, okay. Select our hands layer and then move them a bit closer to this region so that we get space, okay, for that particular area, okay, just like that. Okay, so press Ctrl T on the hand and then scale it downwards like so. Okay, we need space here, okay, so I think this is okay. All right, so just like that you have that. So you select this layer of ours, this group layer together with everything. So you just click on this, hold shift, click, cascade this by clicking this, hold shift, okay, Control T, or hold Control, sorry about that, and then increase the size, okay. Shift click is for range, okay, and for canvas selection. Whilst when it comes to individual selections inside the layers panel, it is Control click, okay. All right, move it down here like so. Left click, hold shift. You see that shift to add to a selection, okay. Shift click, okay, shift click to move them together like so, and left click, shift click, okay, to shift adds, okay, to the selection, okay, on the canvas. Then inside the layers panel, it does range selection. Very good. So just like that, we are there. See that? Select this, shift Control T, then scale them up like so together. And yes, let me do one complex thing here. Not that complex. This is how I was able to achieve this. Okay. So in here, created a new layer, U for the shape to right click, and then went to the ellipse, okay, the ellipse tool here, okay, shift, okay, and drag, shift and drag to get an even ellipse, and then left, okay, just press T, then left click and type for more information, okay, just for inquiries, okay, for more information. So for more information, like so, Control A, and then change the font style to Avant-Garde, okay, like so, and reduce it, to somewhere, this 7%. So this is fine, 6 is fine. So let's just click here, then move our insertion point, okay, somewhere like so. Okay, enter, control space, zoom in, okay, and create a duplicate of that same layer. So control J and control T, the whole shift, and then move it downwards somewhere like so. So you are going to get something weird, so you have to reposition. So enter and then reposition, okay, like so. Use the arrow keys to reposition the duplicate in place so that it matches the one on top, and hide this as well, okay, and then lock it, okay. Select this layer, control enter, control it didn't select, so make sure that it's selected. So click on it, click outside, and click on it. Okay, it is the locked layer, so let me unlock it, and then let me lock this rather. So okay, so there's this, so I'll just hide and I'll lock it, and I'll select this, okay. So I'll just double click on it, okay, good. And you see this pointer here, this small thing here, I'm going to move it. So I'll hold Alt, okay, I'll hold Control and drag, you see, like so, to get me this. I would register, Control T, then tilt it like so, okay, and then move it downwards. Okay, right now reintroduce this, unlock it, and we have this. Okay, so for more info, text, okay, so I just and then because of time, okay, so I think the font style was somewhere of a Roboto something, Roboto, yeah, like so. For more information or for more info, okay, so let me delete this, and okay, text, you see that text, and then I just click here and then use spacebar to reposition, then register, select this, okay, control enter, and then also Roboto, okay, Roboto, the medium, yeah, like so, and okay, or call, and then you see the contact followed, okay, 0, okay, just like so, okay, click here. This time around you have to use the arrow keys to locate, because you have tilted it the other way around. You have to use the arrow keys to move your insertion point to the end. Use spacebar to reposition like so, or you can use tab, okay, to push it, okay. Tab pushes object 2 steps further than space. Space is just a little bit, tabs is straight, okay. So about 3 steps at a go, at a press, and then register, and I'll just create a new layer here. Let me hide the ellipse because it's still there. I'll hide it, then I'll press T, click here, and type outreach. Register action, then we are going to reposition it. Okay, all right. Press Ctrl T, increase the size like so. Come in here, okay, and then there's a number, okay. So I'll just Ctrl J, and then I'll just select this layer, press Ctrl Enter, Ctrl Enter, and then just as I did, I use the arrow keys to move the insertion point to where I want it to be. Now drag over like so, press Ctrl C, okay, you mark action, you come here, Ctrl Enter, Ctrl V, okay, and then you type 2. Okay, register, Control T, like so, and just like that. Okay, just like that. Control 0, and then you have that. Okay, so you can increase the font sizes like so. You can increase them up. See, you get that 8, then Control T, you rotate it. Okay, like so, and then you select this one too as well. You can give it 8, Control T. Okay, and then you flip it like so. Okay, very good. And then the rest just a bar. Okay, a bar here. So let me create a new layer here. Just a rectangular bar that I created that has information on top. Okay, see this. Okay, click and drag, Control T, then okay, it's just a rectangular bar that I created. So there's nothing that special, there's nothing that complicated about this bar. Let me enter to register. Okay, like so. Okay, so if you are wondering the clouds here, I created, I think I duplicated this. I created a duplicate and then I used a duplicate for that. So something like Control J, Control T, flip horizontal. Okay, to flip stuff horizontally for me. Then Control S, let me see. You see that? That was how I was able to achieve that. Okay. And I increase the size a bit by pressing Control T, then dragging it up like so, and then V for the brush tool, and then increasing the size. Okay, then trying to kind of clear some of the areas in there. You see that? Something like so. Okay, Control S. You see that? Yeah, so that was basically how I was able to achieve that. Okay, and yeah, so the rest, this one's to just church name and logo. Okay, so I just shift. Okay, so I place it here like so. Okay, move it up. Okay, Control T, let me scale it up. Okay, move the clouds here, and that was it. So at the end, this was what I did, or in the end I created a new layer, Control Shift N, then I went to, so green, this is what I normally do for my noise. I change it to blue, and then overlay, and then fill. Okay, and then I came to filter noise and I added noise, filter noise and add noise. Now I went to 5.1, and then that was it. So I created a new layer, Control Shift N. I'll log this first. Okay, and then Control Shift Alt E to create a snapshot. Go to filter, sharpen, and on sharp mask. Just like so. So the artwork is completed. The artwork is completed. The artwork is completed just like that. So thank you guys for sticking around for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you drop all your comments and your concerns inside the comment section. Glad to see you today and hoping to see you next time. Have an exciting week. It's your boy Inferno here, and I'm out. Peace.